Hey guys, Dagix here. Exodus is the game that stole away some key Bioware staff in order to create the ideal, perfect choice-based RPG.
Oh, so these are the assholes.
Yeah, kinda. What they're making here is a game based around the idea of time dilation. As in, the closer to the speed of light you travel, the slower time moves for you relative to the people you leave behind. So what could be minutes for you could be years for them. I run through more details in previous videos, but I'm personally getting more excited with each new bit of information we get, and we've gotten a lot recently. From developer interviews to more on enemy types and even awakened animals that may serve as companions or enemies. These are animals that have been artificially evolved to intelligence levels where they can communicate with humans.
I call them little Jacobs.
So let's jump right in. First, don't miss out on my 250k subscriber competition, giving away massive prizes, so keep an eye out for the purple code word in this video. When asked if all the missions will involve choices that impact loved ones over time due to time dilation, the devs responded that all your missions will include choices that have impact, but not all will be directly due to time dilation. There's a big story in Exodus and you're going to be making a ton of choices. The coolest aspect is that your choices are going to create a domino effect. Like in Act 1 when you have to decide which companion, then he stops talking and realizes he can't share this information just yet.
Oh, can I share this?
No.
No?
But the dev continues, there will be some cool choices that have cascading effects in the game. The ones that have time dilation in play are the most significant and likely to have the largest ramifications, but all your choices are going to affect your progression. The choices are also going to have an impact on your home world, people you care about, and the wrong choice could change your relationship in ways you might not anticipate. Or maybe you'll find that it was the right choice. Ultimately, it's your game and they want to give us the opportunities to do different things. So, like you suspected, the major drive of Exodus is giving the player a lot of agency to make their own choices and reap the consequences, be it good or bad. I get the impressions the dev really want to create a sandbox with many branching paths in order to make everyone's personal journey through the game feel unique to them. This is something we've been seriously lacking lately and hasn't been shown in a game since Baldur's Gate 3. Now, the devs have heard us and know we want to see more gameplay. They mentioned that there is a date in mind for the reveal, but they aren't discussing it with us just yet. I personally prefer this approach to a promise they can't fulfill. You only really have one chance to make a first impression, and we know how badly that went for Veilguard.
Don't get me started. It looked like a trailer for Sims 4.
What do you mean, Shepard? You spent over 15 minutes getting started. Now, will the player character named Jun have an established personality or one we can shape as we play? The devs then compared the games at Bioware, Dragon Age and Mass Effect, saying that Dragon Age was made to be a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate, and so they wanted the character you played to be anything. But with Mass Effect, Shepard needed a personality to fully embrace the world and story they created. Exodus will lean towards the Mass Effect style of characterization. Now, you're going to be able to make choices fully voiced. There will be cinematics, there will be lots of drama, but it's a hard thing to do if you don't have a great personality.
I like these guys already.
Right? I think they understand, Commander. The fact that you reacting in a believable way contributed to making your game so memorable. Now, there are plenty of problems with time dilation in that time moves on without you. So a question was asked, will weapons and equipment be obsolete by the time you return? The devs give a straight no. Your weapons and gear won't become obsolete, though time is a factor with everything you do with your weapons. You'll personally see years and decades go by, especially when on the Exodus missions you journey out on, and technology plays a factor there. You're being sent out on missions to harvest technology, and when you return, you're choosing how to utilize them. This could affect you or your whole civilization. That means it could make your own personal technology better in ways that they know players will be excited about.
Harvesting ancient tech? Yeah, that'll never bite you in the ass.
Yeah, I can't imagine it ever would, because you're a traveler going out and getting incredibly powerful artifacts that are far beyond your civilization's technology level. Those won't go out of style since they're so much better than anything your civilization could develop for thousands of years. Since, if you remember, humanity only just arrived in this galaxy, whereas other remnants of humanity have been there for hundreds of thousands of years, evolving in the meantime. When asked if the gameplay is third or first person, the devs answered that they're making a third person action adventure. I personally prefer third person as it gives you a wider perspective and
you get to enjoy my glorious behind.
Yeah, and that. Now let's move on to other cinematics recently released. First is the teaser of the Maruyama, which we can assume will be a threat you can encounter while traveling the dark parts of space.
All space is dark, moron.
You know what I mean, the bad parts. Instead, we'll encounter all these organic-looking ships where, if captured, we'll be subject to psychological tortures as they feast on our memories, emotions, and minds. The more twisted, the better. So they'd love you, Shepard. We all saw you chasing that scared little boy in your dreams.
Well, fuck you.
So anyway, Exodus has, over only a small amount of teasers, shown a lot of enemy variety. There's plenty going on in this universe, and it seems the devs are packing it full of lore. Speaking of enemies, the next cinematic teasers the Archivia. These are changelings designed by Celestials, and Celestials are not really big on compassion. They design these creatures to survive extreme environments like acid, radiation, and hard vacuums. The unique biochemistry allows them to adapt to anything the universe might throw their way. This doesn't mean they enjoy it, but it doesn't matter to the Celestials, who use them for hard labor on planets too hostile for life. When the work is done though, they're left behind. Some survive to build up communities.
So they're basically Krogan, without the complaining.
Pretty much. It seems like this will be a race we encounter in our travels, but naturally they're mighty suspicious of outsiders because they once were, well...
slaves. They don't say it in the video, but that's what they are. Don't dishonor them by avoiding reality.
Sure. I have a feeling you'll be interacting with this race, maybe even get an Archivia crewmate. Moving on to awakened animals, which play a part in Exodus. These are animals that were taken and through natural and unnatural evolution have become something more. Animals that can communicate and even talk to humans, since migrating them helped contribute to the human homeworld. The awakened bears, for example, were once uplifted to bring valuable medical supplies to those in remote and dangerous areas due to their hardy and resilient anatomy. However, now they can be mostly found functioning as military muscle. We can see here a bear equipped with medical technology and a cute looking Bluetooth headset. But here we see the soldier loadout, with a minigun looking weapon strapped to its side and ammo on its back. Basically Elcor walking turrets.
So Exodus gets goddamn talking bears with deadly ordnance. What do I get? A frog with a low sperm count.
Yeah, they do sound a lot cooler on paper. I wonder though if we'll be getting awakened creatures on our squad, because I would love one of these bears. Which brings us to awakened ravens. Ravens are naturally curious and intelligent. They're natural problem solvers with great memory. Uplifted, even more so. However, this is a curse as their arc ship stopped on the wrong planet and they couldn't forget the problem. Humans. If left to their own devices, humans create problems, and the ravens are problem solvers. So what does that mean for us? A guiding hand or a sneaky enemy? I hope we get to interact with awakened ravens because no doubt there'll be some intrigue there. Not so sure they fit as a companion, but maybe a guide to join us on our ship. Though I'd rather see them as enemies.
It's a fucking bird. What can they do? Crap in your hair and wake you up real fucking early?
You've never been swooped by a magpie, have you?
No. But I've been swooped by a 2-kilometer long sentient spaceship that can vaporize a city in seconds.
Speaking of sentient spaceships though, back to the Maruyama. They would make hell of the universe if they had the power. The monsters that they create are testament to that. Humans call them Coven. They're slave soldiers of the
Solarians. Krogan were slave soldiers of the Solarians.
Everything is Krogan to you. Slave soldiers of the Maruyama. They're a blend of changeling creatures and augmented machine parts. They're living in pain and living to cause it. There are different kinds, and the scariest ones are the ones that are smart, that can think almost like people, maybe even better. They'll hunt you down and are difficult to outsmart and impossible to reason with. The Travelers are used to fighting darkness, but the Coven are the last thing you want to encounter, short of the Maruyama themselves. So that's everything. It's too early to tell, but I feel like we're in good hands with Exodus. It seems like the devs know how to write a compelling story. Even watching the extended trailer, which I recommend checking out, my emotions welled up.
That's because you're a giant pussy.